Welcome to another broadcast of the Science Broadcasts. This is Dr. John Papazafiropoulos, and I want to talk to you today about a very great misconception that accidental events or coincidental events do not carry any proof. It is actually astounding that people take accidental and coincidental events to demonstrate or to convince others that the point of view is actually correct. This is utter nonsense. Coincidental events are simply that, coincidental. They do not carry any gravity and they do not prove any points. One of the things that distressed me greatly this week was the response to the grave news that Dr. Richard Dawckings, I apologize, I had a lapse of memory there for a moment. Dr. Richard Dawkins actually had a stroke earlier this month. And what was amazing to me is the vitriol of those that oppose his points of view. I'm not going to respond to specific posters here, but I'm going to say that it is amazing to me that people demonstrate so much ugliness following an accidental event. Dr. Richard Dawkins actually was suffering from high blood pressure that he thought that was well under control, and he suffered a hemorrhagic stroke, which is actually a stroke caused most of the time by high blood pressure because it relates to a rupture of a vessel in one's brain. So when I start seeing on the internet and specifically in YouTube, really vitriolic messages about how God is punishing him and things of this nature, I had to post something about not only Dr. Dawkins and offer him my best wishes for a great recovery, but also this falsehood that an event that is totally coincidental can be used as proof of something. A coincidental event cannot be used as proof of anything. It is just that, a coincidence. I saw the same happening when Christopher Hitchens died a few years ago from cancer. Instead of sympathizing and wishing him well, regardless if he's going to heaven or regardless if there is nothing after death, I do not understand this vitriol and this total hate that people express towards people that they disagree. It is therefore important to keep in mind that a disagreement is healthy. The ancient Greeks used disagreement as a learning tool. The Socratic method is a method of questioning and answering that encourages disagreement and encourages students to challenge their instructors, their professors. So Professor Dawkins is an intellectual and probably one of the greatest intellectual minds of our time. Feeling glee or feeling happy that something unfortunate happened to him saddens me deeply. I am sure that the professor will not be viewing my broadcast, but nevertheless I would like to wish him a speedy and full recovery and let him know that there are many people that are on his side and there are many people that wish him well. We need to stop this. Argument is healthy. Discussion is healthy. It promotes knowledge. It promotes development. We need to respect each other's point of view, and we need to demonstrate falsehood when we see it. Richard Dawkins has done that for a good part of his life, and as I mentioned again, he's an intellectual giant that while he's fallen is attacked by intellectual midgets. His illness has nothing to do with his point of view. His illness is a natural thing. People suffer strokes from all walks of life and from all belief sides. Christians, Muslims, Hindus, atheists, scientists, and workers alike suffer strokes. That has nothing to do with their belief system and has nothing to do with what they support publicly or privately. We need as a nation to stop this very destructive point of view and that thought that something bad happens because someone is following the wrong path. The science broadcasts were designed to discuss scientific issues, and I understand that this one is not as much about this construct. However, I felt compelled to use this forum to offer my best to Dr. Dawkins and to also speak about the loss of Hitch, which also was a great intellectual who actually did have many vices, but that does not in any way diminish his intellectual contribution. When we're looking back, a lot of intellectuals were not necessarily people without vices. They were simply people with a great brain that chose to exercise their brain power, hopefully in influencing mankind towards a better direction. I hope this short video was of some value to you, and if it was, please subscribe and like, and I will see you again in the broadcast, the science broadcasts, with more scientific, irrelevant matters. Again, my best wishes for Dr. Richard Dawkins, and I hope that I see him soon in one of his intellectual debates. This is Dr. John Papazafiropoulos with the Science Broadcast.